Bonjour, voici vidéo 5F sur les questions. This is a review lesson because we've done questions many times before. So there is one thing new though, and we'll be going over that in just a few minutes. Let's review first the different ways of forming questions in French. First, we can ask a question by intonation. Il fait son lit. Il fait son lit. And I'm just using my voice to make that into a question. The second way is by adding the tag on, n'est-ce pas? Il fait son lit. N'est-ce pas? He makes his bed. Doesn't he? That's a question mark. Always run out of room. Should have got a bigger board. He makes his bed, doesn't he? So we can always add n'est-ce pas into any question, and it would be doesn't he, aren't we, shouldn't they? That's called a tag question. We can also use est-ce que. Est-ce qu'il fait son lit? Does he make his bed? We can add est-ce que in front of any sentence in order to make it a question. And then the last way is inversion. Fait-il son lit? We simply invert the subject and the verb. Fait-il son lit? Does he make his bed? So those are the ways that we make a question, and that should look really familiar. There's only one thing that we need to talk about. Two things really. The first is when we use inversion and we have an il or an l, if the verb doesn't already end in a t, we're going to have to add a t in there. So let's go with this sentence, il aime les sports. He likes sports. To make that a question with inversion, I'm going to go aime and il, but that doesn't sound very good to the French ear. So whenever that verb does not end in a T, we're going to add a T in there with some dashes. Aime-t-il les sports? So for il and l, whenever the verb does not already end in a T, we're just going to add one in there. Now, does that happen when we have a nous or a vous or a tu? No, that won't be the case because nous, vous, and tu don't begin with a vowel sound, and therefore we won't have the issue with the pronunciation. So let's say vous aimez les sports, just to prove my point. Vous aimez les sports. Well, when you go to invert that, aimez-vous les sports? No problem because vous starts with a consonant. All right, let's do exercise U, exercice U, à la page 82. Denise, who wants to study at the Alliance Française in Paris, is talking with a former student to learn more about the school. Pretend you are Denise. Make the first statement, then ask a question based on the answer in parentheses. Use inversion. Modèle. Je n'aime pas voyager en avion. I don't like to travel by plane. C'est un long voyage. So we have to invert c'est in order to make the question, is it a long voyage? C'est is simply ce and a. So to invert it, we get S. S, un long voyage. S, un long voyage. We saw S in the sentence structure est-ce que as well. It's the same S, just used a little bit differently. Numéro 2. Mon lycée est très petit. Il y a beaucoup d'étudiants à l'Alliance Française. My high school is very small. There are a lot of students at the Alliance Française. So we want to ask, are there a lot of students? Don't let the il y a throw you. You can handle that because that y goes with that verb a, that's our pronoun e. So you know that has to go with the verb no matter what. So you've got ya, but I got an il and I got a vowel. No T there, so I have to add in a T. Y a-t-il beaucoup d'étudiants à l'Alliance Française? Are there a lot of students at the Alliance Française? Numéro 3. Je dois prendre 6 cours. I have to take 6 classes. Ils sont difficiles. So I want to ask, are they difficult? This is straightforward. Sont. Til already ends in a T. We don't have to worry about it. Sont-ils difficiles? Are they difficult? Numéro 4. Tous les professeurs sont français. All the professors are French. Ils sont sympathiques. Are they nice? We want to ask, are they nice? It would be the exact same one as here. Sont-ils sympathiques? Numéro 5. Je n'aime pas les examens. I don't like exams. Ils sont très difficiles. They are very difficult. So we want to ask, are they very difficult? Well, it would be the exact same thing again. Sont-ils difficiles? Sont-ils difficiles? Numéro 6. Je n'ai pas beaucoup d'argent. I don't have a lot of money. La vie est chère en France. Life is expensive in France. So here's an example where we have a noun instead of a pronoun. So we have to decide what is the pronoun that matches la vie. Well, it's feminine, so we know the pronoun is going to be elle. So we're going to invert elle with the verb and leave la vie right where it's at. La vie est-elle chère? See, we're going to take that noun, we're going to match the subject pronoun and invert that instead. Okay, that was a short exercise, and that is it for 5F. Au revoir.